Outer Orange.
As you may or may not know, there was a collab recently for Vanguard. It's called the COROCORO collab. It's really awesome. It's got a bunch of reprints, got a bunch of good stuff. But is it good? Best collabs that Vanguard's gotten in a while. And today I'm going to be looking at decks that the community posted. Awesome, amazing decks that they gave. Big shout out to the entire community for doing this. Let's go ahead and look at these. Let's get started. Here, I basically said, hey, y'all, we need some lists. So this is Decacoon, and Decacoon basically lets you start with the body, and then you go find the legs by energy blasting 2. And basically you just play in a way where you just keep searching for the body pieces, and they all have resist on them, or in other cases they can't be retired by card effects, but they can be like board cleared through like a Bob effect or something like that. So just keep in mind you're not completely protected, but you are semi-protected. So this is one version. I like this version. I played a different similar version to this, but this one's actually running the counter charger as well, along with this order back here, which is very, very important. I think this is like the meat and bones of the deck. It lets you basically be able to put 10k on 2 dudes, and then on top of that you also draw a card if you have 5 dudes, and because you're constantly searching for pieces, you'll basically always have 5 dudes. Also Caliburn for his little counter charger. This deck does have a little bit of a counter charging issue where once you run out of counterblast you kind of can't do much, including the fact that this also searches for your persona ride. Like the deck itself searches for personas, so something else to kind of keep in mind as well. So a really, really fun deck. Regular BBB. So this is the BBB that runs the overdress package. Basically it's a thing called explosive growth. It plays like overdress, a bunch of zeros, and the zeros can be played on top of these like odor versions of him, and basically you just swing with them and then you bounce them back to your hand, but the grade 0 stays. And notice that the triggers are also all the zeros as well. You can actually, I'm pretty sure you can use these too. Fun deck. I think it's really cool. It's a little weaker, but it's really fun. You basically, like I said, you just overdress and then you restand your dudes, and then this guy discards your opponent's a card from your opponent's hand. Chrono is really unique. This is probably one of the most unique decks out there. This one's a bit of a standard build, so if you want to go super standard, this is straight out of the box. There's no Vanguard cards, like no other nation cards in here, even the COROCORO standard. So if you want to just super build out of the box, this is perfect. Basically what the Chrono says is that every single time something attacks, it can retry. Basically it restands itself and kind of resets itself, and you can swing again. Also restand your Vanguard, which is also really cool. So you have a bunch of kind of different ways you can play. It's very soul heavy, so you do need to be cautious of that. Also some cards are active when you're on either 4 damage or if you persona road, like for example all these retry cards right here, they have one effect and they'll have a second effect that's like a little bit lower locked to like the Legion mechanic Chrono list. But this one runs a little bit more of the nation cards, so more outside of the nation cards. So if you want to try a build that's not pure COROCORO, you can also go down this path. It also works. Man here, who also posted a bunch, he also has a blacklist as well. That's really good. I'll first show you guys these lists. So there's Grandpa, which basically you bind certain cards and then you get effects for a turn for certain effects. You also get to say things like for costs. This is a very free deck. There's a lot of freeness, and that's why it's a little bit hand size restrictive. It just doesn't have as much. Also, he mentioned here that this is supposed to be Goku in Grandpa is actually 4 copies of the other Grandpa. For some reason at the time, I'm assuming this wasn't fixed. So just letting you know, there's something else. But anyway, long story short, really, really cool high roll deck if you want to try it out. It's pretty fun. I really like this deck a lot. It just looks like it's a little bit weak, which makes sense. It has a lot of on hit I win buttons, and you definitely don't want to, you know, you don't want to put yourself in that situation. So they definitely have to be careful how they made that deck. So there's that. We also have Decacoon, again, very similar to the other one. This one runs a little bit less of the order package. It's just like a pure build. Although it just still has the order, but it's just like a little bit more streamlined, none of the counter charges and all that stuff. And then we have another Chrono list. This is the list that I'm currently trying out. I'm actually playing it right now as we're speaking. I've been playing it the last couple days. It's been really fun so far. Really recommend this one. And then we also have BBB again. I'm also trying this list out. It's very, very similar to what I have as well. Also really fun. And noticing there's ladder in here just for the extra protection. And then also we have this list. This is black. I haven't talked about black yet. Black is insanely fast. This is a grade 4 variant of it. It's super speedy. I mean, like, I'm talking like fast. This deck is a going blind second deck. You basically just take second as much as you can, and you just beat your opponent's skull, and you'll put them to 4 to 5 really fast. They can't really kill you fast enough, and then what happens is you'll ride into the grade 4 instantly and just win off of that. Now, something to keep in mind, this grade 1 back here that cannot be targeted. Like, it can't be killed off. Like, the only way it can be killed off is basically through like rearguard circle effects, like basically like doji or something like that. Otherwise, this thing stays on the board. It cannot be retired by your opponent's effects, period, or by any retiring effects. So this card's like insane. Like, we basically are, this is the ride up, by the way. This is the thing that skips to grade 4 basically, so you don't have to actually use your, wait for it in your hand. You can just skip to it. If you're going second, you just instantly go to grade 4 and kill. Your whole board basically restands. It's really brutal, very fast. Your turn 1, turn 2 are also insanely fast. Like, if you want a fast stack, if you're trying to monkey brain it out, this is the deck to build. It's super speedy and really fast, and the camera shot keeps coming out. Like I said, insanely fast deck. I actually think this deck's like really solid. So this is Ootman's deck, so thank you, Ootman, for sharing all that. Like, that was really wonderful. But we do have some more. So we also have Fuzzy was saying he was building Tall Man, and we have 8-Bit Nizo here, who also shared a list with us. This is the everything in one list. So this one basically runs all the different COROCORO cards. So if you just, you know, have a bunch of cards lying around, you can try to build an all-in-one deck. I'm going to explain what 8-bit says to you. So welcome to CODE ORANGE. Just try to smack face faster using YouTuber Blacks to make deals for restander, and then Dog can beef itself up, putting cards into the soul, gaining power. So blast off Vanguard, then using Panda to come back from drop. Swap one camera for Regalis piece. So if you want to take out a camera, you can run a Regalis piece if you want. He said they made some small altercations to it, like putting a Regalis piece in as well. So another variant to try out. I haven't actually played this one. It looks really cool. I'd be interested in trying this one out. It runs a different Vanguard, just letting you know, and also has a different little ride line here. Keep in mind, COROCORO ride lines can search for COROCORO cards. They'll specifically search for their specific cards, so you can actually get away with stuff like this. This one gets camera charm. This one gets you basically any card onto the board, so it's also really cool. So you have a little bit of like a kind of like a mixed bag. It's like a little Highlander build. I really like this one. I think it's really cool. This would be one I'd really be interested in trying out, but I don't know if I have the time for it. But I'll try and see if I could make the time for it. It looks really cool. Black, absolutely nutty, says Callum. Basically explaining black. A very similar build. They're running the energy cyclers in here, running the grade 3, and then they have a little bit of more little cards here. Again, this is the fast ones. Spam all the grade 1s. The one that gains 5k for itself in the set order when you play it is super fun. I've had a turn 1 where I swing for 26k columns and 38k Vanguard. If you see all them nuclear colossus in my opening turn. So basically he just opened the full nut and just kind of went in. Like I said, very similar to the other build, just slightly different altercations, but the concept was the same. It's very, very fast. And here's also an example of them showcasing like the situation that was going on. This is on turn 1, by the way. This is like insanely turn 1, like you're basically just taking 3 damage. It's really fast. I know I keep saying that, but that is basically what it is. Thank you, Callum, for that. Here's another chrono list. This is a little bit looks like a pretty streamlined list as well. Basically running, try to find the it's a pretty standard. Also run the Philia and the 3 camera shot. Like I said, this deck's really, really, really fun. I really recommend this, so try it out. I also recommend more fronts. The soul fronts do help a lot, but this is also a really good build as well for it. Okay, so down here, this is a big Excel sheet that somebody made. This is Metro Arcana. Starting notes. This is basically an entire document dedicated to COROCORO. I'm not going to be sitting here reading all of it. Obviously, I already did. It's 24 pages, but you can kind of pick where you want to go through. There's basically just a bunch of explanations about COROCORO, along with some builds, and you can also try this out and look through it. Like I said, I did spend the time reading this. It was really, really fun to read. So definitely a version that you can also look in here, poke around. They also go into depth explaining certain aspects, pros and cons of decks, and just basically what you can do, what you can't do, what you can get away with. There's certain builds you can do, and there's a lot of little fun stuff you can go through here. And also I talked about it in my stream, but I'm gonna talk about it here too. Look at those little plushies. They're adorable. You can't say no to plushies like that. They're super cute. But anyway, check this out. I really recommend it. If you're really into written media, this is perfect for you. So if you don't want to, if you don't want to read cards in your own, you want to figure it out, if you just are a reading learner, this is perfect for you as well. And that's basically it. That is everything for COROCORO that I got with this post in particular. So sure, a lot of really awesome stuff here. I really recommend it. If you really, really want to go competitive, I really recommend the black deck. That one's by far probably the strongest in this set. I thought it was like Deca, but it's actually black. That deck's insanely powerful. I also think Deca and Chrono aren't too far behind. I think BBB is above Grandpa, because Grandpa's a little bit more high roll, where BBB is a little bit more consistent and a little bit less like you randomly die due to not being able to guard. So just something like that. So just something to keep in mind. They're all really fun, by the way, all really beautiful decks to try out. You should definitely be trying out all of them. And stay tuned. I do have some shorts coming out as well with all the little fun goodies, and I'm doing some vlogs coming up with some of my adventures for going around my locals. So there'll also be some little footages of COROCORO throughout it as well that you can check out as well. So anyway, guys, hope you guys enjoyed that. VidCards.shop, code orange if you need anything. That's where I got all my COROCORO stuff. You can also get all your COROCORO stuff along with a bunch of other TCGs. I can't even name all of them at this point because there's just so many on the website, but you can use my code to save yourself some money. Also, if you need supplies, I've recently been really big into cleaning up my messes that I make with all my cards, and by that I mean I need some more storage. So I've been using BCWSUPPLIES.com to basically help myself with that. You can also do the same. Use Orange10 to save yourself literally 10% on any of your storage needs. It helps a lot. The storage can be kind of expensive, unironically, especially if you want really good storage. So you can save yourself some money while you're shopping. And that, guys, peace out. Thank you so much for everything. I stream every Wednesday now. I'm trying to get back into streaming. Worlds Beyond is coming out for Shadowverse as well, so stay tuned for that. I'll be on the Twitch platform quite a bit, so stay tuned. And that, guys, love you guys. Peace out. That's about it. I'll see you guys in a future video. Bye.